Hey, what's going on, everybody? Back again, Week 4 Buffalo Bills recap. Buffalo moves to 4-0 on the season. They beat New Orleans at home, 31-19. Final score says Bills kind of walked away with it, but if you watched that football game, man, you were not comfortable from the perspective of a Bills fan at all. But we'll get into it. Buffalo remains undefeated on the season. Them and Philadelphia are now the only two undefeated teams left through 4 weeks in the NFL, so that's pretty cool. First time since 2020 the Bills have started the season 4-0. And I guess we'll just get into it, man. Buffalo came out, looked good on their opening drive. They scored another first drive touchdown. They've scored a touchdown on all 4 of their opening drives so far this season. So starting fast like that. And then, it was kind of the tale of what they've done all season on defense, man. They, they let New Orleans kind of bully them around. They went down the field, tied it up. Buffalo answered right back. And then, it was kind of a... It seemed like both defenses kind of settled in a little bit in the second quarter. I don't know if it was more the defense settling in or just the play calling, at least from the Bills side. Kind of seemed like in this game, Joe Brady kind of put the handcuffs on Josh Allen, so to speak. Kind of looks like it. He was trying to, I guess, not push the ball down the field as much. I mean, he hadn't really done it through 4 weeks anyway, but it seemed more so in this game. I don't know if it had something to do with, who they were playing. But, man, if that's the case, you don't do that in the NFL. Man, you do not game plan for a weaker opponent with that mindset. And it definitely looked like it hurt him, man. Some of the play calls, very questionable, man. Definitely made you scratch your head. And then, on the defense, they just, man, they're hurting on defense. I mean, they are, obviously they were without Ed Oliver again this week. Big on the inside. Definitely has missed another week without Matt Milano. That's a huge loss. I mean, yes, they've won these games, but not having Milano out there is really hurting them, especially on the run game, which Buffalo, I believe they're the worst run defensive team in the NFL through 4 weeks. I mean, New Orleans was just running the ball at will, whether it was Alvin Kamara, getting yardage, or Spencer Rattler. I mean, Rattler was running all over the place, it seemed like, in the first half. So definitely missing him there. Our safety, again, the safety position is just a big question mark. Our secondary was in such a rough spot that, I think it was the third quarter, McDermott pulled Tre'Davious White off the field. One of our, in the past, he's a Pro Bowler, all-pro cornerback, and pulled him off the field because just the play of the secondary, safety, yes. Cornerback in this game was also very just not good. Everybody on Bills Twitter was saying this Bills defense is making Spencer Rattler look like Drew Brees, and he was making throws, extending plays, taking off, running. Their quick passing was working well. And then that freed up them to take chunk play shots, and they were converting on them. Extended drives and getting points out of it. And on the other side of the ball, like I said, it felt like they kind of put the handcuffs on Josh a little bit, and granted, for a while it was working with James Cook. Another 100-yard game for Cook. Dude's just balling out to start the season. But yeah, you could tell. I think it was in the fourth quarter when New Orleans was still hanging around. They panned to Josh on the sideline, sitting on the bench, and he just had this look in his eye, man. It's like, all right, the kitty gloves are coming off. MVP's getting ready to take the field, and what was it? A couple plays later, he just said, "Screw it, I'm taking him my damn self," and he went up the middle and broke like 3 or 4 tackles, and you know, they kind of put the Superman cape on, so to speak, and turned into the Josh Allen we know, and Buffalo was able to pull away there at the end. But yeah, very, very concerning. Just the play calling. There was a 4th down play. Buffalo went for it basically in midfield. They needed 1 yard. They lined up looking like they were going to run, and they did this little shuffle past the Shakir, and he got blown up. Never stood a chance, and it was just kind of cute plays, and I didn't really love it. I don't know if Joe Brady was kind of just trying different things to see what would work, and I just wasn't my favorite game plan. But you can sit on here and nitpick and talk about how the game wasn't up to your expectation, but still at the end of the day, Buffalo covered the spread. They scored 31 points, and they're undefeated. So you can definitely critique them when you see things, but also at the end of the day, you also kind of got to sit back and be like, well, damn, they're 4-0, and as of right now, the AFC runs through Orchard Park, so things could definitely be worse. You could be Miami. So, but yeah, that's kind of my overall takeaway. I'm not going to drag this out into a long-winded thing. That's just my takeaway from the Saints game. Looking forward to this week's Sunday Night Football in Orchard Park, hosting the New England Patriots. This is the rivalry jersey game for Buffalo, the all-white, iced-out look. This is going to be a test, man. Drake May's playing really good right now. And New England in general, they absolutely obliterated the Panthers yesterday. So yeah, I think it's going to be a pretty good test for Buffalo. Defense has got to step it up, man. So we'll see. Normally division games, that kind of elevates everybody in the locker room. So hopefully that's the case for the defense. And just looking at the injury report and the guys that the Bills have on IR or coming back soon, there's help on the way on the defensive side for Buffalo. So if they can kind of maintain where they're at right now and just finding ways to win, I think Buffalo's got a somewhat early bye this year. So it's definitely looking up on that side of the ball. So fingers crossed, man. But yeah, this Monday or this Sunday night against New England's going to be a tester. But Josh Allen at home. Buffalo's won their last 13 home games. So Josh Allen at home on prime time. Obviously, I'm riding with Buffalo, riding with Josh Allen. So yeah, that's all I got for you, man. Short, under 10 minutes, like that. But yeah, I guess we'll talk to you post New England. Hopefully we're looking at 5-0, and y'all enjoy football this weekend. Go Bills.